Hello. I don't know if anyone's up on a Saturday. Some people are. Nice. Yeah, I'm experimenting with this actually, coming on here while I'm building. How you guys doing? I don't really know why I haven't done this before, but it's good to try new things. Can you guys hear me alright? This time, hopefully. Hello. How do you develop some different ways of doing this? Oh, the Twitch channel, yeah, I could do that. I haven't thought of trying that, really. Cool. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, I do want to make it. The thing is, it took me a while to make the only folder. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Just want to make sure you can hear me before I start saying something, because the other day it was kind of weird. Okay, you hear me? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's important to take the thing is with the soldering fumes. I have 2 extractors here, which take all the fumes, filter them into a chamber, and sucks them into some material that absorbs it. But yeah, you definitely don't want to be soldering without extractors. That's for sure. So what was that question before? Someone else said something. What was that question? Oh, about the pedals. Is that what it was? Oh. Yeah, why I haven't made more videos. That first one, it took me a while to make. That, just to edit everything together. I just haven't found time. I made one video for my aviator fuzz. And I do want to make more for other pedals, but I haven't gotten around to that yet, aside from just like making short clip videos on Instagram. But yeah, I do want to do that. Yeah, for the question you had about the fumes, if you can see, you can probably see in the video where all the fumes are going. And so I have an extractor. I have 2 extractors here to pull them away from me. As you can see, there it goes. Junior's great. She's had a great, relaxing day. someone else was asking. Yeah, I mean, I do use all these on my board, so yeah, it's hard for me to tell you which to pick too, because I do use them all. I've got some more coming that I haven't released yet. We'll see what it is. Yeah, usually I do those time-lapse videos because it is so time-consuming making these, but it's really a lot of fun. I mean, it's rewarding, especially once you plug it in and play it. I may have missed a couple comments. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, the longest time I spent making a pedal, it's probably in the prototype phase. Once you figure it out, you can kind of, it takes me a little longer when I'm doing the lives here. But yeah, it takes a while when you're figuring it all out, for sure. I've got something I'm trying to figure out the best way to release it soon. That's gonna that's really awesome. It pairs really well with all of the pedals. Opens up like a whole new range of tonal possibilities with them. And I had an idea today that would make, I think, a good way to launch it, to release it. I just realized, like, they're still not. Oh, I guess Broadway shows are getting out right around now, huh? No, wait, another half an hour or something. Maybe your husband does need one of these. What type of music does he play? Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoy the pedal. That's great. Oh, you better believe I'll be at Eva's Avian Cabaret. Absolutely. This is the first operatic overdrive I've built this year. I'm out of town working, so I didn't bring. It would be quite complicated to bring all of the equipment I need to build even just one pedal. But especially the idea of going over to Europe and being, that's why I don't. Yeah, I wasn't intending to sell any pedals while I was over there. Because yeah, it would be too complicated bringing all that over there. I think it's quite complicated. Because each pedal has this operatic overdrive has probably, I actually haven't counted in a while, so it's probably got over 100 like individual components. So I have to bring at least one of each of those. But you want to bring more just in case. So that's kind of a lot. Oh, here, yeah. Let me have Russ come in here. I don't think I've ever had anyone in my life. They're gonna work. We'll see. Hey, Russ, is it working?
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I saw you guys the other night.
Oh man, yeah. Thanks for coming to that too.
That was so fun and great announcement.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
And
excited
back
about
in,
that.
good to see you back in the workshop.
Thanks. Yeah, it's good to be able to be doing it. That's cool. So yeah, I never done a live with someone else because the people who have requested, I don't actually know them usually. So you're the first person I know who actually requested it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I've never done this before either, so I just thought, well, it'd be interesting to say howdy while you're soldering away there.
Oh yeah.
I can smell that.
Oh yeah. I know you kind of develop a way of like breathing that you don't, if it does get close to your face, you kind of don't breathe in during that time.
No, no, no. But you if you've ever done that kind of work, you kind of get I don't know, a nostalgic feeling
Oh yeah.
for that smell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It's not the worst.
there are worse smells. This is true.
Yeah.
What kind
Like a
of pedal
truck
are you
stop
working on?
bathroom, like a truck. That's a worse smell.
Oh yeah,
And-
there are many funky smells in life.
yeah.
Well, what pedal are you working on?
This is an operatic overdrive. It's
Ah,
actually going to Germany.
oh nice. I got mine
Yeah.
sitting right over there,
Oh
right
man.
over yonder.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, sitting in front of my little amp.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know I've told you about this other thing that I have. I'm finally probably gonna get it released soon. I was mentioning that earlier, but the yeah, this trying to find the right time to put that out, but it's really cool with these. I find like yeah, with all of them, it gives like just a different. It opens up a new kind of tonal palette, which is cool.
Well, you've always been so precise
Thank
about
you.
the tones you're looking for. I always get a kick out of it, and then you use them.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you at home now? I'm presuming you are.
Yeah. I don't have a separate office for this, but maybe at some point.
I don't have one either.
Yeah. I looked at
Is
these
it?
storefronts going, oh, that'd be cool. I'm like, oh yeah, how much would that be per month? Oh yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah, commercial spaces on our little
Yeah.
island are a little daunting.
Yeah. Funny. This I replaced this solder tip yesterday. It's nice. I like this one.
It's good.
Slightly different shape. Yeah, I think it's like a slightly different shape.
More like a pyramidal kind of shape, or more rounded.
It's slightly more pointed. This one,
Mm.
I think, which is nice for some of these components.
Yeah, I like them when they're sharper. You can be a little more, just like you said, you can
Yeah.
be a little more get in there and without
Yeah.
making as much of a mess.
Yeah. Exactly. I think I can still see people asking something, but I'm not sure what. Let's see.
Well,
What are you guys asking? Let's see. Dance floor.
somebody is saying, I'm trying to get them to play one of your
Oh
songs.
wow.
This from Yes, I'm Aware.
That's cool. Yeah. Yes, they will.
That was one of the fun and intriguing things of the show the other night. I was wondering, okay, what kind of set list are you even going to put
Oh
together?
yeah.
How are you going to put together your repertoire?
Yeah, we did a very similar show in London, which was awesome.
Hmm.
So-
I'm presuming it was pretty fun over there. I was enjoying
Oh
the
yeah.
little photo
It was great.
dumps.
It was a big place, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't been there in, well, I was there right before COVID, but I haven't been since.
Oh yeah.
Should get back over there while we can still travel.
Oh yeah, seriously. Oh my gosh. Can't believe that.
Hmm.
Yes, reading some things recently, it's kind of nuts. Oh, look,
Yeah, we're definitely in a time of flux,
yeah.
to say the least.
I don't know if you guys know much about Enneagrams, but Russ here is the author of this amazing book. I mean, didn't like I don't know when did that all begin? Was that
No, when did
did that begin
well,
with you? Like
not
that
exactly.
concept is
Well, the Enneagram, the ideas behind it have been around a long time, and this man named Oscar Chazo presented the sort of what becomes the nine types back at the end of the 60s.
oh right.
And then there was a guy named Claudio Naranjo who brought it to the US and started relating it with modern psychology. But, Don Riso, who I used to work with, passed away. He and I started,
Right.
he started working on it in the 70s, and I joined him in the 80s, and we were early proponents, let's say.
Wow.
And our book, got a lot of people into it,
It's
so
so cool.
yeah. I got a little moment to talk with Paris while I was at the show the other night. She definitely
Oh
wants
yeah.
to continue that conversation.
Oh yeah. She's really into it too. Yeah.
I'm I'm liking the timing of pausing with you, there's certain moments where I know you really got to concentrate,
Yeah.
get that solder on there right.
Yeah. One of it's it takes a little more time. I mean, yeah, I, I usually have some background music on or some kind of podcast thing when I'm doing this,
Mhm.
but this is slightly different. There we go.
I used to listen to music around my apartment all the time. Then I got out of the habit, and I'm
Oh
trying to
yeah.
get back into the habit. I just bought believe it or not, I just bought myself a CD player again
Oh nice. Yeah,
because
that's
I've
cool.
got a lot of them. I'll show you just,
Oh whoa.
and then the other wall and the other wall, and
Wow.
behind this thing are more.
I've got a lot of mine in sleeves now. That I have. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy. People born after a certain time most likely don't have any CDs or not many at all.
no, they like streaming.
Yeah, I like the convenience of it, and for the most part, it usually does sound pretty good. I think, but
It depends on the
yeah,
service. Some of them, without getting too geeky, the bit rate is not
yeah,
exactly what you would hope, and so they're kind and the
yeah,
sound is a little less. It's like the early days of Apple. They started to upgrade the sound quality after a while,
yeah.
but if it's some music, it doesn't matter that much.
Right.
But like if you're
Yeah.
listening to acoustic guitars or you're listening to strings or anything like that, I really notice if the sound quality isn't quite
Yeah.
up to snuff.
Yeah.
But it is no doubt a lot more convenient when you just have everything on the cloud.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
My only other now I'm just feel like I'm complaining. The other thing about the streaming services, some of them don't have some of the music I want to listen to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got mainstream kind of pop stuff, okay, we'd probably get it. But there's some of the older things or some of the more obscure things or international music, stuff like that, they may or may not have. So
Yeah. I think they
there you go.
removed Loretta Lynn's Van Leer Rose from all the streaming platforms. I love that album.
It's a good one.
One that Jack White produced. Yeah,
That's quite a combo
yeah.
of people. Gotta love that.
Yeah. Seriously.
I always wondered if you'd ever heard Robert Fripp's early Frippertronic stuff, where he was doing all this
No. No.
looping.
Actually.
He was doing looping back in the early '70s.
Oh, whoa.
He was really the one who made it popular, and
I didn't know that.
yeah,
I
he
didn't
did it.
realize that.
It was I could talk with you about this wonderfully, kind of geeky stuff. They didn't have any digital way to do it back then. So you'd go see him, and he was sitting there playing his Les Paul, and he had two Revox reel-to-reel recorders,
Oh, wow.
and the first one, the tape would go through and record. It would go onto the second reel-to-reel, which had playback. It had the playback head on, and then the playback head would feed back to the first one.
Oh, wow. Was there much of a delay out there, like a
Yeah,
latency?
he could have
Yeah.
controlled that by how far apart they were,
Oh, wow. Okay.
because they'd be several feet apart if you wanted a longer delay between them.
Did he want that though, or would he want minimal delay?
He did different things with it. Usually, he'd set it up to sort of get a certain rhythm out of it, a certain tempo, and then he'd, like you do, he'd start building up these kind of soundscapes, and then he'd solo over them.
That's cool, man.
He did that. First time I ever saw him do that was at the Kitchen, which was a cool place downtown. I don't know if you'd remember that, but Fred Frith and a lot of interesting guitar players used to play
I
there.
don't remember that place.
Yeah, a bit before your time.
Yeah, I remember the bottom line.
Oh yeah, that was a groovy place.
Yeah, that's one of the only ones that I'm aware of. That I was like, oh, that definitely disappeared after. I'm not sure when that left. The late '90s or early 2000s.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when it closed, but I saw a lot of shows there back
Yeah.
in the day. Some really good musical surprises. People like I went to see Jack Bruce play there one time, and Eric
Oh
Clapton came out.
wow.
We had 2/3 of cream.
Oh man, that was sick.
Yeah, it's fun to care about music that much.
Yeah, it's really,
Just
really, yeah. We're kind of doing like like without meaning to. I see a lot of these things online where people just like talking and people are watching you talk, and then people seem to like it sometimes.
yeah, yeah. I just goofing around. I just reached over on the shelf randomly to see what CD I would get, and I got this one, which I'm sure you know.
What is it?
The Rolling Stones,
Oh
Beggar's
yeah,
Banquet.
oh yeah. I remember the photo of them with at the table. I don't remember that cover that way, but
Well,
I don't actually have a
you're,
physical copy.
that's the inner
Oh, the
cover
inner
is that,
cover.
but
Okay.
the English version, the UK version, had this graffiti in a bathroom, and the
Oh wow.
US version was just this nice, lettering and kind of gold trim and very simple.
Okay.
But they had the same inside cover, them all sitting around a table.
Okay.
So you were remembering it correctly.
Remember that part. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I'm gonna keep my hands away from. I'm getting too obsessed with the CDs.
Yeah.
There's the new Rowan Chapel one right there.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
I like to not be the old fogey, keep up with the newer music, What are
Yeah.
people listening to
Yeah.
these
Her
days?
stuff is great. Great.
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good singer, good arrangements.
Yeah. And it seems like she's maybe had minimal interference from the business side, which is nice.
Yeah, that doesn't happen all the
Yeah.
time. So, yes, I'm aware is trying to put a fire emoji, but can't find it.
Oh, nice.
And asked Reeve, did you go to the prom?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I went to the prom twice actually, junior and senior year.
Wow, I went to mine.
Yeah, it was nice.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
I found it fun. I didn't think I would go, but I
Yeah, I
went.
liked it.
I was. This was the early '70s, so we were all the my date and I. We got all glammed out. I had big purple sunglasses, and kind of silver glitter jacket, and it was all purple and silver, and
Oh, whoa.
very much of the era.
That's cool. Yeah, I love that. Zane was actually prom king at his, which is so crazy and cool.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really funny story. You got to ask him.
I will ask him. It was really great to see his show the other night. He did a
Oh,
fantastic show.
yeah, I wish I could have
He,
seen that too.
he was rocking good. Yeah,
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 sure.
yeah. There's getting all kind of interesting comments. Hi
Oh,
from
yeah.
Florida.
Hey.
Hi, oh my God. Any artist you're hoping to do a show of at the
Oh,
Green Room?
oh,
That's a
right.
good question.
Um,
I can read
yeah,
these if you can't
actually,
see them.
sure, yeah. I've been playing so much guitar the past, you know, few years in particular, just focusing more on it mainly because of building pedals. I think it's got me more, and they kind of feed each other. But
Yeah.
I have some ideas for this year, which involve more guitar players, which I think could be pretty fun.
Ah,
So I'm
yeah.
thinking about that.
Some guitar interplay.
Yeah,
Well, I've
like
seen you
people
do
that I
that.
admire. Yeah,
Well, I've seen you do that with Zane, but I haven't seen
yeah.
you do it with anybody else.
Oh, yeah. I don't even necessarily mean other people on stage, but just more potentially honoring some well, trying to like
Ah,
people that I love.
I see.
I think that'd be fun.
Somebody said there's so many of these comments. That's a lot of CDs,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Prom is a lit celeb pulled up. My luthier has a client who rents another apartment just to store his guitars.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can totally understand why someone would do
Yeah.
that.
Most of my cases are in a storage facility because
Yeah,
there's not enough space to keep them out and have the cases here.
thus is the life in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I've got most of my possessions in a storage facility,
Yeah.
and I
That's
never.
crazy.
I could just go there anytime and get them, but I never do.
Right. That's yeah. Yeah. The whole thing about like, oh, put half of your wardrobe for the spring away. I'm like, I think I did that a couple years ago, and then I don't think I went back to get it. That too.
Yeah, I've got guitars and storage, all kind of stuff. I'm worried about one of them. I hope it's okay. I have an old SG body Roland guitar synth,
Oh,
um, and it plays like a beauty. And I used it for years, even without the synthesizer. But yeah, I don't. You always worry. Is it okay in the storage? I don't know. I
oh
worry
yeah,
about.
yeah. But it's probably fine as long as the temperature's not too crazy.
Yeah, life is a cabaret. Well, indeed.
Hmm.
Hi, guys from Maryland.
Hey, I love Maryland. I haven't been there in a while.
So I did a Hades cosplay, Hades
Oh,
Town
nice,
cosplay, like
nice.
goth. Okay, well you could totally do it goth. Actually, it's kind of a goth story, really.
Yeah, it's crazy. Actually, today is the sixth anniversary of our first preview on Broadway, which is crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
I
realize
think I
it.
think I came to the second night,
Oh wow.
and yeah, and it was Aeneas and the creative team behind it all did Q&A.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on the stage. I
I
do
like.
remember that.
Yeah, I like doing that stuff more frequently. We haven't done that. It hadn't been. It sort of became less and less of a thing after the pandemic, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, yeah. It was more interact. Well, theater was more interactive. I think
Yeah.
people just started to do that again. I'm
Yeah.
starting to see a few shows where people are doing stage door and stuff like that,
Oh yeah.
which was definitely off limits for quite a few months.
In London, we tried to do this theater. We did it for the first week, but then it got the schedule over there is a little different. It's kind of
Mhm.
hard to fit it in because, for instance, at least in Hades, I think for other shows as well, though, the Saturday and or Wednesday or weekday matinees are at 2:30 p.m., which is really nice. But then
Yeah.
the evening show is 7:30 p.m. So you
Uh,
lose like a full hour of potential time in between shows. So it becomes pretty difficult to actually
yeah.
do the
That's
stage
most
door.
back to back. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Someone asked if you ever burn yourself
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
sauna
Yeah.
ride. Of
You have to be
course,
careful. You got to be careful, but it's yeah.
it's very hot.
Yeah. This one right now is at 750 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where I like this one a lot of the time. It's pretty hot.
Somebody says, should I draw Reeve and Eva again? I think that might be to all the other people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
good caricatures of you all. People do a lot of them, Patrick, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody says, I've been listening to Hades Town for days straight, and it's getting concerning. We understand. It's great music. Yeah,
Glad people like it.
yeah, it's great. They're great songs. Some of them are very moving. And doesn't sound like your typical Broadway show, that's for sure.
That's true. Yeah.
Somebody asks if you're doing any shows in May.
Yes, I'm booking one now, and I think it's going to be on May 7th because I had anticipated, I had intended to do a weekend show, but
Hmm.
I thought I had booked it. So unfortunately, I think it's going to be on a Wednesday, which I haven't really done yet. But hopefully, that's not going to be. Hopefully, people will come to it. But yeah, there wasn't any weekend left by the time I actually solidified that date, which I
Ah,
think it's
and
May 7th. I think.
inshallah. Was that at Green Room?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna put that up as soon as probably this week actually because I think they're thinking about maybe putting my shows up as earlier now, like so that they're available, even the ones I'm doing later in the year,
Yeah.
which I think is great,
Yeah.
so people
Yes,
know when
it
they
is
are.
great. It's good for people to know, and then they will come.
Yeah,
I do notice people more than they used to wait to the last minute to get to things.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
people
Yeah,
they're sort of deciding later than they used to.
yeah, that's why we were kind of shocked when, well, not to, I mean, yeah, when Eva and my show together was that we didn't expect it to be some of that fast, but it was great.
Yeah, was it? Well, I was shocked. I
Yeah,
was
and
glad I was not too casual yet. I went online. There's like two or three tickets left. I said, "Oh my God,
yeah, dang,
these guys are on a roll now." It's a
yeah,
good thing. But I did get in.
yeah,
Some
that was
art writes. I saw your final performance at Hadestown in New York, and it was my first time seeing Hadestown, and it truly moved me.
oh, good. Thank you.
I was there that night. I got my mom into Hadestown, and my mom said she likes Reeve Carney the best. She has good taste. Well, that's
Thank
very
you. That's
nice.
very, very nice.
Here's a question. Which pedal that you've made is your personal favorite? And is
Ooh.
there a reason? Now, that's a thoughtful
It's
question.
yeah, it's interesting because I don't no, I don't really have a single one that I feel that way about. I will say this, like I'm very the prototyping process of the one I'm building right now, the Upright Overdrive, that took the longest so far of something that I've released. I have a few other things
Hmm.
I haven't released yet that I haven't quite been able to get to work yet, like the prototypes. That's why I haven't released them. But with this, it was the most complicated and the most kind of like unusual. I don't know, like but I and it has how do I put this? I don't use it. I use it most shows, but I don't use it every single show. It depends on like I did
Yeah,
use it in the show with Eva the other day, but
yeah.
it's something that I'm really I don't know what's the word for it. I don't want to use the word proud. I don't like that word in this context, but I'm like there are a lot of work went into making it, and I love
Yeah,
what it does. It's very
you're
specific.
satisfied with what came out of that work.
Yeah,
Of
but
course.
I
They're
tend to
great.
use the
They're great.
time machine. Thanks. I tend to use the time machine preamplifiers the most often. Those ones are the ones I'm
Yeah,
using like every song. But
yeah. Whenever I'm listening to you, I'm listening for, okay, which time machine is he using for
oh
this one?
yeah,
You know, I get a kick out of it. Okay, there's that operatic overdrive, or there's whatever the pedals you're using.
yeah,
I was always, as a guitar player, I just always thought it was so fun to mutate the sound of the guitar. It just
yeah,
it's half the fun.
yeah, absolutely.
Somebody says a Wednesday show works great with my schedule. So great that you're
Oh,
doing.
oh, good,
Maybe the 7th is a Wednesday, I guess.
nice. Yeah, I think it is. That's great. Great. I'll let you guys know when I have that up. It should be this week, I think.
Here's another good question. There's just a lot of questions coming in, so I'll just you. I'm just some people are just sharing comments
Okay.
or compliments and stuff. But this one kind of interesting question. When
Thanks,
you
Russ.
create the artwork for your pedals, do you go through uh, a few designs before deciding on one?
Yeah, sometimes I had one that like. Yeah, they're a very different design for something I haven't released yet, but I ended up changing for a few different reasons. But the original, like the Time Machine preamplifiers concept, was all kind of about the idea of like jukeboxes and things like that. Because
Yeah.
I we have a jukebox here at home, which was like the first thing I bought actually for my first apartment as an adult, New York apartment,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so hearing the way records sound on that is what sort of that's one of the points of inspiration for making that series of effects. And so for that, the artwork was somewhat simple. I knew that I wanted to have it kind of like subliminally reflect those particular times. So, for instance, like this is the three pedal. If this even shows up on here, maybe too dark.
Yeah.
But and
Yeah.
this is
I
like
can
a
see it now.
is that good? Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
this one I'm trying to remember the exact year of this jukebox. And I don't want to misstep with it, but I think it's like a 57 maybe or 58, like an AMC or something. But yeah. So it's I wanted each jukebox to be representative of the years, to be a
Yeah.
jukebox that would have played records from these particular years. In this case, like 1959 and a half. I have 1962 and 1964. So I wanted to be that yeah that made it easier for me to come up with the artwork for that. Yeah, depends.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, baby.
Uh, More question. Here's one. Do you find a difference between American audiences and British audiences?
In some ways, yeah. I mean, most recently, I don't know. It felt, to be honest, it felt pretty similar, like in a good way. Both the Hadestown audiences and the audiences for even my shows. Yeah, it was nice. You didn't know, we didn't know what to expect. We hadn't been there in so long.
Yeah. Well, that's where you did it there before you did it in the States, right? Yeah, it's your
Yeah,
site.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice.
Fiona flavored Snapple says hi.
Hey, that's the full name, Fiona Flavor Snapple. Well,
Yeah, someone said they're multitasking, playing Fortnite while watching this.
oh wow, I never played that game. I hear about it a
I
lot.
I've never either. People love that game though.
Yeah,
So it says thank you for answering the question and congrats on the engagement.
thank you guys.
What song should I request?
I don't know. Oh, if they're at a club, I would love to hear that song "American" in a club because I actually mixed it with that in mind,
Mm,
picturing like what it would sound like in a club.
yeah,
Because I thought that'd be nice if that could be played in a club, but I don't know if it has been yet.
we don't. Well, maybe someone will give feedback about that.
Yeah,
I heard that in the club.
that would be cool.
Someone Fiona says suggest a song "Lover." You should have come over.
Oh
No,
yeah, I didn't do that one, but it's a good song.
that's good old Nina Simone to
Yeah,
Jeff Buckley. Great track. So that someone writes that ain't Reeve Carney, but it's a great song. Okay,
yeah.
and then so he says, "Okay, fine, checkmate."
Okay, sure.
At least, yeah. It's just so many. I can't keep up with all these. There's so many. Reeve, did your mama make Eva's engagement ring?
No, but yeah,
I'm
that
sure
was
she had some
I had
input.
I had a conversation with her because but I mean, she definitely helped me learn about some places that I didn't. Well, to be honest, I knew about a lot of the places already because of my mom, because of being in the jewelry district,
Yeah,
growing up there, and
yeah.
that being her business. Yeah.
Well, that was a great moment. But she
Yes.
was showing it off.
Yeah. It's cool.
Uh, Someone says, Reeve, say, I love 2025 grads, and I'll leave.
I don't know if that means. I want to know what I'm talking about first, but just like
Yeah, I don't know.
graduates, people who, yeah,
People
people who are
graduating
graduating.
in 2025, I
Wow.
suppose.
So my graduating class. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I didn't actually
yeah,
graduate. I still haven't graduated from college, but still could go back.
true. You can. If
Maybe
it
maybe,
calls you at some
maybe
point.
I'll. Wouldn't it be funny to go back with your kids? These terrible. They'd be like, no.
And I'm not sure how they'd feel about that, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's an
exactly.
interesting idea.
Yeah, yeah. Like, hey, so I
So,
figured we could save some money on this dorm room if we bunched
yeah,
up.
you're gonna have a lot. You're gonna get a lot better meals because you won't be worrying about the dorm room.
Yeah, I'll
Oh
microwave that
man,
ramen for you.
I- that's right. Ramen
Yeah,
and falafel sandwiches,
yeah,
getting a slice. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember sometimes at college I was so poor I would go to the candy machine. We used to have those, candy machine, and I'd look at how much each candy bar weighed. So I'd get like a quarter of an ounce.
Oh wow, yeah,
So embarrassing.
yeah. It's hey, it's like yeah, college is expensive too. It's crazy.
Someone here writes, Funafuti writes, love your song Checkmate. For me, the
Thank you.
guitar riff is very evocative of Ram era McCartney.
Oh, might be my favorite album of all time.
It's a great record.
Yeah,
Definitely one of the post Beatle highlights.
yeah. I used to wake up to that album every day on this stereo, set my alarm clock to it.
Somebody writes, do you listen to music based on the project when making the designs?
Sometimes, actually, yeah. Sometimes if I'm working on a prototype or even building something, I like to be like, all right, so I'll listen to music from this era while I'm building these. Like if I'm building
Mm.
like a flying yardbird, I might listen to Led Zeppelin just for fun.
Oh, yeah. That makes a ton of sense. It's a little
Yeah,
Jimmy effect there. There's definitely a Jimmy-esque tone.
yeah,
Yardbirds were fun. Good band.
yeah. Mm.
So someone asks more technical questions. So for yours and Eva's show in London, did you have to ship all your equipment over there or did it travel with you?
Yeah, so I have to bring my pedal board because there's so many things on there that it would just be too complicated to I couldn't rent most of the stuff on my board,
No.
partially because I build half of it, so I'd have to ship it anyway. But then the other uh thankfully they actually had an amazing backline company that had like not my exact amp, but a bigger version. Actually, I do have the bigger version here as well, and I rarely use it because it's so big. But they had the big version of my Magnetone amp, and
Hmm.
they rented two of them for me, so I had a backup too, and that was awesome. So that saved me a lot in shipping. But I did have to fly with my pedal board and my guitar. I could have
Yeah.
rented a guitar. The pedal board's kind of the most crucial, I'd say, element to
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah. And guitars, somebody can always give you a good guitar. It's not
Yeah,
ever the same as your own, but a decent guitar is a decent guitar. But pedals, it's way more particular thing.
yeah. There's so many moving parts to it, and but the fact that they do have rentals of Magnetone rentals over there is fantastic. I might start trying to do that in America too, but I usually fly with my amp as well in America
Yeah.
because it actually makes it easier for me to transport my pedal board and guitar. because the amp case has wheels. That's one reason I like to do it.
Yeah, this is the weird thing. I haven't traveled and gigged for so many years, but I still have like disturbing dreams about getting somewhere and not all my equipment has arrived.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, oh man,
Gosh,
the show must go on.
my friend turned me on to those air tags recently, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
That it makes you feel a little bit more at ease with that, I guess. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I find there's good things like that these days, like with your phone even, Yeah.
yeah.
Now this is interesting. The one of the people who's been weighing in is at a prom.
Right now?
Is at a prom now.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
I'm watching for the prom. God knows how that's going. And
that's
so
got to
some of
be
our
the
friends,
most
oh
boring
my
thing.
God, watching this while at the prom is some dedication. And you should have them play Cha-Cha Slide, obviously.
That's hilarious.
It's
Oh
very
wow,
good.
that's an early prom, isn't it? I thought maybe school year is because it's staggered. I'm curious because my prom
Yes,
was in
so I
June.
don't know. Ours was always, more in the springtime, but it kind of is the beginning of springtime.
Yeah.
Somebody just was drawing you an EBA and says, "What should I draw next? I have art block."
Oh man.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I always say, whatever the first thing is that comes to your mind, and then that'll take you to something else.
Yeah.
Any advice for beginning to learn piano?
Oh. Um. I don't know. I started that when I was very young. I mean, if you're interested, just try to learn songs that interest you. I would say because the thing for me, guitar is what I was most interested in. I didn't take. I took piano lessons for a long time, but I wasn't as focused on them because I don't know. I love the instrument, but I'm not sure. If you're excited to sit down and play a piano, I think just playing anything at all, I think is a great thing to do. Um, yeah, but I found myself to be much more motivated in terms of practicing my lesson material. As once I picked up guitar, I was more motivated to do all of that homework for whatever reason.
Yeah, it works better if it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got to work on scales and all that jive, but
yeah,
but it's good to have music you want to play.
yeah, definitely. Balancing the technical side with the fun, creative side.
Someone says, "Why do candy machines not exist anymore? Did they go the way of the payphone?"
Canyon Machine.
Candy,
Oh,
candy machines.
sorry.
Like I
I
thought,
was like,
yeah, I
I
guess they have. I haven't seen any
well,
recently. Have you?
I thought for a second because I was thinking it sounds like a pedal name, like the Canyon Machine. And I was like, oh,
Maybe that's
yeah, I don't
a
know.
good idea. That would be an echo device.
Yeah,
It would be echo or reverb. Maybe a
yeah,
slapback kind of thing.
yeah,
Well, the person at the prom says they're hopping off to go enjoy the prom. Well,
yeah.
that's a
Go
great
enjoy the
thing.
prom. Yeah, that's good. Thanks for joining us.
Will the Madam Siam live footage ever see the light
Oh,
of day?
well, man, I hope so. Yeah, we. I haven't even seen it because the person that we were gonna have help us edit it, I think they just got really busy. I have to check in with them about that. I hope so. I hope it was good enough to release.
A lot of greetings for the one going off to the prom.
Nice.
Another good night. Have thanks a lot. Great night. There you go.
might be gross.
Yes, air tags. I've got one on my dog.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Jess Carroll says, "Hey, Reeve.
Hey, Jess.
This is my new job."
Yeah.
So this is kind of fun, actually. Both
Yeah.
of your favorite movies. I guess that. Do you
Oh
have a
yeah.
favorite movie?
Uh, I have a few. Um, but I definitely love Forrest Gump. I mean, they came out when I was a little kid, but I love V for Vendetta.
Ah,
It's a great one too.
that was an interesting film.
I have so many movies I love.
Yeah, it'd be hard for me to narrow it down.
Oh wait,
There's
Billy
movies.
Madison.
Oh, that's a great. That's funny.
That might be your favorite.
Some movies I like for autobiographical reasons. I relate to them, and some movies just like for the masterful work, that
Yeah.
how the quality of them as a film. And some of them I like because they blow my mind in a good way.
Yeah. What are some that you like?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Um, like for a comedy, it's like here's one I relate to. I just found it hilarious. Was I Heart Huckabees,
Oh yeah, that's great. The
but
soundtrack's
because
great
it's
too.
kind of like my job.
Oh yeah.
I love the soundtrack too. Yeah, that was great. I like, kind of more thoughtful, weird films. I loved The Thin Red Line. It was a really
Oh yeah.
amazing film. Um, I don't know. I'd have to stop and ponder some of them, but there's been so many. I did a thing a few years ago where I asked a bunch of people, a few hundred people, not what's your favorite movie, but what movie changed your thinking the most? What movie really impacted your consciousness and was got really interesting results? The
Yeah.
number one winner of that was The Matrix.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But a film I didn't expect to see so highly placed was not The Green Mile, the other one, Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah, I love that movie too.
Yeah, everybody loves that movie.
Yeah.
Tim Robbins' highlight.
Yeah. I don't know if it changed my way of thinking, but I definitely really like that movie.
Yeah, yeah. I was surprised too. I said I like that movie, but it didn't really change my way of thinking. Some others, like 2001, did that for me. Like I came out, I
Oh
was a
yeah.
kid when I saw that at the Cinerama, and I just spent the next few weeks thinking, "What the heck was that about?"
Oh yeah, yeah. That was the one.
Nobody expected that.
Yeah.
In a
Oh,
different times, life. I was a young guy. We was one of those crazy young people was standing in line to see Star Wars several times. It was fun.
that's good. Yeah. That'd be a cool time period. What,
Yep.
77 or so?
Yeah, yeah. 1977, that movie came out, and the following year was Close Encounters.
Oh
So
yeah.
we got a lot of spaceships and aliens. It was a lot of fun.
That's yeah.
Yeah, nobody made sci-fi movies like that before, so they were popular. Now there's a sound. Is that a sound from the pedal?
Oh no, nothing not on this end. Maybe it's just a digital crosstalk or something.
Yeah, it was some kind of squelchy kind of noise. Cirque Dev says, my mom found my Christmas list from a decade ago, and I was asking for a Jan Tiersen piano book. Still love it. Can't play it.
Oh man, I don't know that composer, but it sounds like it's pretty complicated.
Yeah, I had one of my bestie friends who passed away years ago was a brilliant jazz piano player, and she was a beloved piano teacher. She lived up in Westport, Connecticut, and a lot of celebrities had their kids come and learn piano from her. But what I love was she taught piano the way we're talking about. Yeah, they had to learn some scales and some theory, but basically she had them go into the music that turned them on to play.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The stuff I learned first in guitar was Nirvana, which was really interesting to me at the time. Well, actually, no, that's not true. My dad first taught me "Sunshine of Your Love" and like Aerosmith, "Walk
Yeah,
This Way."
great
And
riffs.
then my
Yeah,
first lesson with
I
a dubstep
remember
teacher.
what Sunshine of Your Love. So much of the fun of that was getting that chunky tone.
Yeah,
That when he does that doo doo doo, that should just sing. It should that what he used to call the lady tone
yeah.
or the woman tone, something like that.
Actually, you can do that on definitely the Flying Yardbird and the Operatic Overdrive. I really like doing that with these pedals.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
have messed around with them in that regard.
oh, cool.
I still, yeah, I'm a dude from that era. I'm
Yeah.
probably closer to your dad's age, but so when I pick up a guitar, I just start going back to these songs I played in those days and mess around to see how I can make them sound right.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Becky asks, "Is there a wedding date, and would you like to honeymoon in Mexico and come visit me?"
Oh, well, thank you. We love Mexico. We definitely would like to go back there soon. But yeah.
Well, that's some of Eva's family from there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Original like from generations ago, yeah.
yeah. Not recently,
Yeah.
but bloodlines. It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you and I didn't grow up in Ireland, but some of that's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, Cirque asks Reeve, "Have you seen Across the Universe? It's my favorite film."
Oh, yeah, that's a great film. Yeah. I mean, Julie Taymor directed it and she was the one who cast me in Spider-Man and
Right.
directed Spider-Man the musical.
No,
And
I
I
thought that was a really wonderfully creative movie, and some of the things they've done with the Beatles music I found kind of painful, but I didn't. I thought that movie was brilliant, and
oh yeah.
well cast, and you know, uh, yeah, another connection there. Evan Rachel Wood was in that movie.
Yeah, that's so we we all met around the same time through TV Carpio. That's how we met
Ah,
E- Evan and Julie.
she was great.
Yeah.
No, that was a they did a good job, and all the versions of the songs were honoring enough, but also new enough. I liked it. So you're not the only one who liked that movie.
No, yeah, yeah, it's great.
And someone else here, Sierra writes, "Ron Howard can do no wrong when it comes to movies, in my opinion."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I guess we're getting movie votes coming in. I'm catching up. It's like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind really changed my
Yeah,
view.
another great John Bryan score.
Yep. Yep. That was a very brilliant screenplay and one of Jim Carrey's best movies, I thought.
Oh yeah.
And Art asks, "What is the easiest Hadestown song to learn how to play on guitar for a beginner?" That's a good
Oh, I mean,
question.
all the ones that Orpheus plays in the show are quite simple, except for the cup song at the end. That's the most complicated that Orpheus plays.
Yeah.
And then all those epic songs are essentially the same. Epic 3 has some extra stuff in it, but the majority of all three of those are pretty simple. It's just as long as you're using the capo in the right spot, you can figure it out. It's just standard tuning with the capo at the sixth fret.
So
As long as
no
you have
alternative
that down.
tuning.
No,
No. I always enjoy that moment when you come out and start playing that. It's a good song.
thanks. Yes, it's good to be doing again back in London. That was nice.
Was that a regular 6 string guitar, or was it less strings?
Yeah, it's six, but it's a junior three-quarter scale ES1 Gibson ES140. I think the one on the show is
Yeah, it was little.
1955.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
yeah,
little guitar.
yeah,
It was almost like a ukulele. Not quite, but it was smaller.
yeah. Look, I mean, it's only three-quarter scale, but yeah, but it seems yeah, it's nice that it seems a little smaller.
Someone here writes, anything David Lynch did was life altering. Yeah, I'd have to
Oh
agree.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a friend of mine, and
Oh man.
very sad he passed away on my birthday this year,
Oh
which is I
gosh.
don't think we planned that, but I did. I
Yeah.
was I was talking with some people who were with him, and was very pleased to learn he passed during meditation.
Oh wow.
He was sitting in his bed and meditating and just drifted off, and that made me feel a lot better about everything.
Oh, that's yeah. That's a better way, I would think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mulholland Drive, an amazing film. Really, my mind
Yeah.
was first changed by Dirty Dancing.
Oh wow.
The subplots of bodily autonomy and the horrors of backroom abortions. Well, yeah, true.
Man. Your microphone sounds a little. It doesn't sound bad, but it went into like a telephone sort of zone. So I don't know if anything changed. Maybe not anymore. Maybe it's not back.
Mine doesn't
Oh
sound good.
no, it sounds fine. It just kind of has like a telephone quality to it.
Well, because I'm talking through the telephone.
Really?
I found
Oh
you on the
no. Oh yeah,
telephone.
yeah,
Yeah, I could
yeah.
put
I see.
I got my laptop here. I could switch it, but I'm on here, so I said, "Hey, there we
It
are."
just started. It just started doing that for some reason, but it's fine. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, if I could always fix it if I need to. Um, somebody says it seems like there's a pretty hefty lag between chat and video, so my apologies
Okay.
if this is 5 minutes too late. But The
Oh.
Truman Show was probably the movie I most remember messing with my head. Yeah, that was
Oh
great.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Another Jim
great.
Carrey one.
Jim Carrey, and that was yeah, it was that was Gnosticism. The whole thing, all of the tarot cards were scenes in the movie. It's
Oh.
it's the True Man Show,
Oh right. Yeah.
and it ends. The first tarot card is the Fool, where he walks off the edge of the world, and that's how the movie ends.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I never even thought of
Well, lots of weirdos like me around to point these things out. Feels like sci-fi movies aren't made anymore. It's all Marvel. Well, there's some
that.
around. I just saw Mickey 17 the other day. That's a sci-fi movie.
Oh right. Yeah. I want to see that.
And the person who was talking about the piano book said Jan Tiersen did the Emily soundtrack.
Oh, even I just watched that the other night. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I don't know how much that impacted your song of the same name, but
No, I hadn't seen the movie. I saw it for the first time this week, a couple of nights ago. So not at all. Actually, I don't think. I don't. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it's a great movie.
yeah, yeah, it sure is. The movie School of Rock kickstarted my love for music in childhood.
And that's cool.
That was fun. I'll never. I always remember Jack Black singing "Immigrant Song" to the kids in the van.
Oh yeah.
John Brion's score for Synecdoche, New York.
I
Yes,
think that song's
another
getting
great film.
banned for DEI at the moment. I'm totally kidding.
You never know.
Okay. They apparently they banned. There was something talking about like the diversity of the hair, various hairs within the inner ear that uh, that they deleted that. that whole web page from a website because they thought it had something to do with DE. They saw the word diversity. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of silliness going on. Unfortunately, a harmful silliness, but
Well, yeah. See that. Yeah. But
then people are
this.
a little trigger
Yeah.
happy, I think.
Yeah.
Here's another question for you. Is your April show at Green Room 42 going to be your music?
Yes. April is my music. Yep. And in May, I guess I'll say here, May is going to be my my Reeve Carney Sings the Divas show
Uh,
again. I haven't done that in a while, so we'll do
I
that in
saw
May.
when you did that. What was that? A couple years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Someone writing to me, so sorry for your loss. Lynch touched so many people's lives. I'm going to be part of a digital exhibition honoring him in May. Oh, well, wonderful.
Wow.
No, he was just a cool guy. He was funny. Um, I always liked that he trusted people's intelligence. He was really good about that. Reeve, I don't know what happened, but
Oh yeah.
suddenly, oh,
Must
there
have
you are.
flipped. There you go.
We're looking at the wall for a minute. I hear what you mean. Fiona says, I have an orchestra concert next week. Can you wish me luck for it?
Yes. Have an amazing
Yes.
show.
Break a leg. I just saw Odessa, which was great. It's a post-apocalyptic musical. I don't know about that one. It sounds cool. I fell off my bed and my phone died. I'm on my laptop now. Well, maybe better quality. I'm on the phone because I just got on that way.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Reeve. It's Andrew McGinnis.
Hey Andrew, how you doing, man?
You used to manage Trevor Davis. Just wanted to say congrats on your engagement.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. Okay.
Jess asks, "Are you working on any more of your new music?"
Yeah, I've got some ideas, but haven't started recording anything new yet.
Andrew says he's doing awesome,
Good.
and this is a very thought-provoking question. So get ready. What song would be Petunia's anthem?
Oh, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know.
Well, I was thinking of asking before, is there any kind of music that she responds to?
Oh, oh, I think she really seems to like Michael Jackson. I think actually, she's
That's great.
yeah,
Something about those frequencies, maybe. Who
yeah.
knows? It's funny how animals, but I particularly always dig watching parrots get
Oh yeah,
down to
and she.
music.
Oh wow, yeah.
They
And
love
she
it.
really likes Rain Song. She loved Led Zeppelin's Rain Song.
Wow. Yeah, it's you can never figure out what animals are going to like, but they definitely have things they relate to more. Sometimes they
Yeah,
start singing.
yeah. I guess it would.
Yeah, somebody said about you, Petunia. What we're saying, well, oh, well, about you working on songs. Can't rush genius.
Uh,
Indeed.
I,
Congrats on your engagement. I cried watching all those engagement videos.
Thank you, guys. I still haven't put my brother's one up too. I've been, yeah. I was gonna put them all up at once, but it was like cropping it kind of strangely, and so I didn't want to edit anything out. I didn't know they were filming until afterwards.
Huh.
I'm grateful that they were, because great to have those.
Well, usually anytime you're at Green Room there's people who are holding their phones up, recording the whole darn thing, pretty much.
Oh wow, yeah.
I
And all
sometimes
yeah,
will take
yeah.
photos or a clip of a highlight, but I don't have the steady arm to hold the
Oh
phone the
yeah.
whole night.
Well, actually, I met in London. Yeah, but yes, at the shows too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a big deal. Was that the reason that everybody went over there for that was to do the recording at the end
Oh, which? Oh, you mean to film
in
Hadestown?
London? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in
yeah,
London. We're kind of
uh,
mixing up topics here, but
yeah, yeah. We didn't want to miss a chance to, because we had, there was a chance that we were going to be able to do that a few years ago, and it didn't
yeah.
end up working out.
Hmm.
So we didn't want to miss that chance to do that.
Well, it seemed like everybody was glad that you did, and it
I'm
looked
glad.
like everybody was having fun being back doing it
Yeah,
again.
it was great being back with everybody.
Got a question here. Have either of you heard of the app Music League? You make playlists with people all over the globe based on a theme and then vote on it. It's so fun, and I learn new stuff I normally wouldn't listen to. Excuse me. No,
No,
I
I've
have not
not
heard
yet.
of that app. It sounds cool. Sounds like something I would get a kick out of. Another person, my friend's dog only responds to Imagine Dragons.
Oh
He'll
wow,
run away from anything else.
wow,
That's very specific.
that's funny.
My dog doesn't care for music of or any kind of entertainment. That's a
Oh,
that's a doggy dog.
yeah.
Here you go. My dog's favorite song is "Up Above the Weather."
Oh wow, that's nice. Thank you.
Well, it is a soothing song.
Yeah,
Has a lot of longing in it too.
thanks.
Yeah, I played that song one time for my students in a certain setting. I think it was Esalen. Yeah,
Oh
they
wow.
liked it. Yeah, I said, "Well, that's my friend Reeve."
Oh man,
Here's
thank
the
you for
song.
playing.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see the pro shot of Hadestown. Yeah, aren't we all?
Well, I'm excited.
Up Above the Weather is my favorite song on the album right
Thank
now.
you.
I'm so excited for the pro shot, and it's cool that that Patrick's Cerberus cane. I'm sorry, the thing just bunched off. Will
Yeah,
be in it.
yeah. That,
Yes.
that was amazing. I mean, it feels like it
Talk.
was meant to be there. That the way he worked that.
No, I was watching all the videos of him getting ready and getting the cane and everything. It was, he and Paige are they're special folks.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that he was able to make that feel like something that he was doing as a character and didn't actually need it in real life. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how he pulled that off so quickly.
Well, the dude's a good actor.
Oh yeah, we know that. But this was
I,
like
I'm
on a
sure you've
whole other.
seen his Shakespeare thing, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I want to
All
travel to
the
see it
Devils Are
again.
Here. I love that show.
Yeah, this was like you never knew, because he was also probably in a lot of pain. He didn't talk about it, but
No,
uh,
it can't have felt good,
yeah,
but he's a pro.
yep.
Daniel Carpenter says hi, Reeve.
Hey, how you doing?
And Sierra says, I listened to Up Above the Weather on the beach.
Oh, nice.
This is probably a good place to listen to it.
That's cool. Oh, yeah. This is
Hmm.
my speed on these is a little bit when you're not in the swing of making them as frequently because I'm just getting back into it again. It's like takes a bit longer than normal, but getting there.
Someone newer in the chat is asking, which pedal are you working on?
This is an operatic overdrive.
Yeah, yeah. I love the sound of that one. It really
Oh,
has.
thanks.
Yeah, it's so different from the other the Flying Yardbird. They're very
Yeah,
different kind of distortion.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'm glad to feel that.
Well, Daniel Carpenter says, by the way, Reeve, you are my favorite Orpheus, and I take inspiration from you when I sing in my high school's production of Hadestown.
Oh, thank you.
That's very cool.
I'm gonna turn these off for a minute because I don't need to. I might actually take these out for a second because I won't need them.
And then you give your, it's probably nicer for your ears.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to go to component mode now and start getting some of these bigger ones in here.
Oh yeah. You sound a little different now, but quite.
Yeah.
I can understand you. So,
I
and
still
somebody says, Fiona says, "Is this live stream going to be saved?" I think it is, but I don't know.
yeah, should you mind if I save it, Russ?
No, you could save it. We're not saying anything out of class here.
Different one.
Love the comment, moderator. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
This is my new job.
Yeah.
So and it says, "Oh, we love the operatic overdrive in this household." There you go.
Oh, nice. Thank you, guys.
What's the poster behind you?
Poster that.
I guess that what's back in the corner. That's really nice.
In New York is La Bomboniere. It's a breakfast. It's all kinds of food, but they're known for breakfast, and
Oh yeah.
they're known for a lot of things. But that's not their sign, but it says the same thing on it. It's like because it's like I think it means candy shop in French, and so there are other places that were called that. We love it because we love that restaurant.
Yeah. A good breakfast place is a treasure.
Oh yeah, you guys
Yeah,
got
everybody in our little island here, everybody stakes out their breakfast joints, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. Which reminds me, I got to give your mom a call. So we're going to go out and have another evening of conversation and dinner. And
Oh, nice.
I have, and my offer still stands for you and Eva. If you want to go
Oh,
to some groovy place, I will
yeah,
be happy to take you.
we definitely do. It's been hard to find the time to do anything.
This is the challenge with you guys. I'm well aware. By the way, this was not planned. I just happened to have this on today.
Oh, what is it? Oh,
I just grabbed the old hoodie, walking around the neighborhood. I had no idea I was going to be seeing you tonight. It's just like coincidence, but so funny.
that's awesome.
I didn't even think about it till right
I like
now.
wearing mine too. It's really comfortable.
Yeah, it's good. They're it's just the right weight.
Yeah.
Somebody writes, "It's so wild to me that Hadestown is in high schools already. Makes me feel old, but also wish I was back in school." LOL. Yes.
Oh man, yeah.
Someone asks, oh yes, they were saying about what you were talking about, best pancakes in the world.
Oh yeah. Well, I think Bombardier is competitive for that. They're some of the best in my opinion.
Someone asks, how many books does Eva own? Oh my gosh, that's hard to answer, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
She owns. Um, we have a pretty big book collection, but she reads more than I do. I would say. Make sure. have that listed as A. I have to get clear on some of my diagrams. I'm realizing some things I had in my memory that I have to open up my actual personal pedals to go, wait a minute, did I use an A taper or a B taper on this pot? That when you're, certain things you kind of like commit to just kind of naturally take for granted a little bit when you're building them all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, wait a minute. It's sort of like memorizing resistors by their color scheme. That's a B.
Yeah, it's a lot of details to remember.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. I always think I'll remember stuff like that. And sometimes I do.
Yeah.
But from time to time, I'm learning in my old age, take some notes.
Yeah. And I do take the notes, but some of the things that I hadn't marked down because I'm like, oh yeah, well that's just. Now I'm realizing, yeah, I gotta make sure to write A there instead. Actually, technically there is a B. I can see it through there now.
Yeah.
But on an earlier prototype, I'd use an A taper, audio taper.
So are you, these days, are you just building them in relation to the orders you get, or do you stockpile some of them?
No, in relation to the order. I have like things partially built. Like I have a couple like I'm trying to think. I have to check, but there are a couple. Like I think if someone ordered an aviator fuzz.
Oh yeah.
I think I have one of those. There are a couple things that I have, but I didn't have an operatic overdrive, so I had to build that tonight.
Got it.
The certain ones I have a couple. I have a couple things that I do have here.
Someone here is saying, popping in to say hello. Hope building is going well, and I'm about to resume an intense magic. The Gathering match. Bye. Oh. Okay. That was sweet. And Reeve, you and Eva are my favorite Broadway couple ever. Congrats on the engagement.
Thank you guys. That's awesome.
Food recommendations for when visiting New York. Well, sheesh, that depends what kind of food you like.
Yeah. Definitely go to Bonbonniere and tell them we sent you.
It is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what part of town you're in, what you like. Some places are hard. You have to kind of book in advance. Some places you can just walk in. Yeah, we got no shortage of restaurants around here.
Yeah.
I always have fun meeting people from out of town when they're checking out the restaurants, see what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Well, you got two people in here from the high school. Rormch, R-U-R-M-C-H. Speaking of Hadestown High Schools, Danielle Carpenter and I are playing Orpheus and Eurydice.
Oh, nice.
Congrats.
I think there are a lot of high schools doing it right now. I didn't realize. Wow.
I didn't know. I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
But it's a kind of show that actually would be a good show for high school. I was in high school drama stuff. Had a lot of fun. It was all about music and theater.
But it's crazy. I guess it makes sense. I didn't expect there to be so many at once, but I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Just things that hadn't occurred to me anyway. Here's another one. When I was in college in Chattanooga, the top breakfast place was called Aretha Frankenstein's.
Oh, wow.
You remember that name?
Yeah.
And then continuing on, another person writes, the concept of a local breakfast place is so funny to me, though, because my local breakfast place is just my kitchen.
Oh, yeah. That's extremely local.
Very local. Quite convenient.
Yeah.
I think in here in New York City, a lot of us have local breakfast places. A, because our apartments are not humongous, and
Yeah.
B, and B, it's just like we're working so many hours. We get home and we the last thing we want to do is use our little bit of free time to cook.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but it's nice that you can just go downstairs and people will make you an amazing meal.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, even from a time management perspective, sometimes because
Yeah.
especially if you're a lot like live in New York, then sometimes it's like, oh, it's more cost effective to buy the to go thing than to spend the hour you're gonna. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's different. Depends what you meet. You know, there's such a range of things you can go out and eat. Tonight, I was just being economical and quick. We have a brandy new pizza place that opened a couple blocks away, and it's really good. And I just had a couple of slices. Happy to go. A couple of nights ago, I took some of my friends to a top Japanese sushi place here in New York, and it was a $2,000 plus meal.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's there's a
Oh
range. You
yeah.
kind of depends on what you're doing, who you're with,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
That's for sure.
Petition for a red carnation emoji because, and then the two emojis are and they just don't hit right. Just got back from teaching myself Epic 1.
Oh wow.
There's several of them in the show.
That's right.
My name is Ruby Baha. Haha, and thank you. That's the one I was trying to figure out how to pronounce that tag.
Oh,
Hi, Ruby.
oh yeah. Break like Central Valley Theater. Nice.
And, and her friend who's in the show where says, I'm calling you Rumsch now.
Oh,
That's some good torture there, yes. Encountering high schoolers is like being jump scared now. I'm too old for this. And then when the young people has put some scary monster faces up, emojis. New York has the best breakfast food too. I don't know. It's pretty good. There's some
yeah.
other cities I've been to that have good breakfast stuff going on, but we don't lack for too much here.
No.
San Francisco is a big breakfast town.
Oh yeah.
They like their breakfasts out there.
I'm trying to remember where I have all these components because it's been so long. Where do I store them?
It's very much a New York thing, and by extension, an American thing. It's not really a thing here outside of takeaway coffee. Well, it depends on the country, and there's different things. I used to live in Italy, and people there, you just go get your morning coffee and some kind of pastry. Usually, that's the breakfast. This is funny. I'll wait till you arise. But you looking for something
Yep.
that fell?
Particular pots. I don't remember which which tray I put it in. Oh, here they are.
Oh, I see. I see you've got your cuff on. I was
Oh, yeah.
playing around with mine earlier.
Oh yeah. I've got so
That
many.
it's one of the best things. I love that cuff.
Oh yeah, me too.
Sir Drev or Sir Rev, whatever. My high school theater teacher was an overachiever. We did Les Mis and Sweeney Todd. Nothing like telling mom her teenager is playing a prostitute or an asylum patient.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing a high school production of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and I was thinking, what is the teacher thinking? Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Rumch asks, can you ask Reeve to say break a leg with Hadestown Central Valley High School Theater?
That one I did. I think I did say that. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. I have a heart attack if I spend more than $20 on lunch.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah.
Daniel says, I love how nonchalant Reeve is compared to Orpheus, who is wild.
What's wild?
Orpheus is wild, but you are evidently nonchalant.
Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely played him differently though in London than I did on Broadway, but we'll see. At least people will be able to see on the video whenever that comes out.
Can you ask Reeve if he knows about the account Reeve Carney's #1 fans?
I don't know. No, I don't think I do.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know about that either. It would be more likely you would know about it.
Not yet.
Where did it go? There we go. Have either of you seen any shows lately?
Not yet. Even I are planning to see them soon.
Seen which one?
I'm not sure. There are a bunch we want to see, but hopefully this week we can see some.
Yeah, I just saw Sunset Boulevard, which
Oh
was
yeah, we
fun.
got to.
Some good singing in that.
Yeah, bet.
Seen a few lately. I'm this week. I'm gonna go see maybe Happy Ending, which I hear is really nice.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
I hear good things about Gypsy. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's quite a few good shows up right now.
Yeah.
The question here from Becky Reeve: would you consider auditioning for the Lost Boys musical?
I know the guys who wrote that, and I love the music. Yeah, it's certainly music I really enjoy. And I love vampires too.
Yeah, they're interesting.
Yeah.
It was great. I don't know much about the show. It was a great movie.
Yeah, the movie's amazing too.
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland was scary in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. My high school was too poor to afford to license professional musicals, so my drama teacher made bad knockoffs of famous musicals for us to perform instead. Oh, that's pretty wild.
Oh.
Someone asked, what is your skincare routine? How do you look half your age?
Oh, thank you. Oh man, that's for me.
Yeah.
I think you might be getting these quicker than I. I'm not sure.
I think they're mostly directed to you. Every now and then there's one to me, but they're mostly to you. This is your thing, I'm just reading the questions.
My skin was pretty messed up when I was like late teenage, 20s, and so I had to start like doing stuff. I think that helped because otherwise I may have just been like a lot of guys who don't do anything. So maybe that helped a little bit because I like to avoid pimples. I had to like take care of it, you know. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have done anything. Who knows? Oh,
Yeah, sometimes it's just eating right, a
yeah,
little moisturizer once in a while never hurt anybody.
good, yeah,
And some of it's just genetics.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, your brother and sister both look, young too
Oh,
for their age.
they,
Just
they
running in the family.
yeah.
Someone says, "Oh, maybe Happy Ending is amazing. I saw it in January. Oh, good to hear. I've heard nothing but good, so I'm gonna go see it."
Yeah.
My high school has an alumni that's a standby or understudy in Maybe Happy Ending. Oh, wonderful.
Oh.
Just saw John Proctor's The Villain. It was amazing.
Hmm. Should see. I think I prefer these other ones. Make sure my.
Hmm.
Oh,
Eva must be
I'm still
working
been.
hard, getting ready for Cabaret.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's very excited for that. That's gonna be so cool.
I can't wait. I hadn't seen it yet, and I said there must be some reason I'm hesitating to go see Cabaret. I know it's going to be good, and now I know why.
Oh yeah, yeah. We might even go see it again this week. I hope because we have other friends in it, and excited. We did get to see it once already too. It was awesome. Can't wait for Eva to be in that. She's born for that role, but she's always how she's for all of her roles.
Yeah, yeah. I think she's going to just tear it up. I think she's going to do great in that show. Yeah, there's so much to sink your teeth into in that role. It's really a great piece of theater. Yeah. And one of the people, Phantom, who was talking with us, said, "I have to go back to work in a minute because my break is finishing. So glad I got to drop in for a little bit. Bye, Reeve. Nice speaking to you as well, Russ. Thank you."
I'm surprised we've had people been sticking with this chat. They've been hanging, which is
Yeah,
nice. Not,
yeah. There are a number of people been just in there for the whole time.
yeah,
I, this is how I figured I was going to spend my evening, but
yeah.
beats watching another episode of Severance.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't even know that I was going to be building this tonight. Actually, no. Yes, I did. But then I thought, well, I live stream it. I'm not going to do it every time. It's fun to do it now and again.
Yeah, it kind of makes the time go by. It's more fun this way, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm looking around at some things I need to put away. What's this? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the remix of a Pink Floyd album. More old school fun.
Yeah, your place reminds me of my friend Stevie. Your like the collection. He's got a crazy record collection.
Yeah, I have an enormous record collection, but guess where it is? Storage.
Yeah.
I just didn't have room to keep all those LPs, and I was listening more to the CDs. So I
Oh
just said,
yeah.
well, I'll put the LPs in storage. They're probably worth some of them are probably worth a lot of money now, but it's just too arduous to go through them all.
Yeah. Not that you'd even want to sell them necessarily, but
But yeah, I wouldn't want to. It's like, I have a lot of signed books too. I have books signed by Stephen King and stuff like that, and
Man.
You know, people say you get a lot of money for that, but yeah, I want to sell them.
Yeah.
They're kind of treasures, you know.
Yeah. It's always good to, yeah, it's nice to have, quote, investments that are really just, you don't have the intention of selling, but if you we had to sell it or want, but like, that's kind of how Joe Bonamassa talks about guitars. I mean, it's like they're investments, but they're playable art. And
Yeah.
that's glam, but then if sometimes he does sell them and
Yeah, it's always a funny edge for me. I mean, some people just keep them and they keep them in really good shape and keep them all beautiful. But I don't know. I kind of feel like I almost treat them like a pet, you know?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I wouldn't have a pet if I couldn't be home for the pet.
yeah,
You know, like Petunia's got loving parents who're just there with Petunia, and
yeah.
I, but I feel weirdly like that about guitars. If I don't play them, I feel weird to have them.
And
And that's a little kooky, but I guess you understand.
yeah, I played most of them on my album. Almost every guitar made an appearance, which I'm excited. I was glad for.
I'm turning the last thing you said.
Oh, almost every guitar of mine made an appearance on my album, my
Oh,
Youth Is Wasted album.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
was nice. I was glad for that. That it was like there really was a place for all of them, pretty much.
It's one of the things I like about that record is that you get those textures.
Thanks.
It's like one of the things I really liked about Led Zeppelin back in the day was how Pagey would get those different textures from bringing in different guitars, different tones, and it really added a lot to the music.
Yeah, uh, that's definitely an inspiration for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, Trent Reznor did that a little later, but using electronics. But another guy, amazing textures. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Jess saying she remembers you, Russ, from one of Zane's shows.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, we uh we had some good chats there. I always meet nice people. Yeah, I see that we met at one of Zane's shows. You probably don't remember me. Just wanted to say hi. Well, I met so many nice people at Reeve shows, Eva shows, Zane shows. Always good people come. It's nice. Was that the one at Chelsea Stage or an earlier one?
Maybe it could be earlier because Jess has been coming to our company for a long time.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah, yeah.
since the pandemic, I haven't seen her as because I think her schedule's different. But so maybe before, maybe.
Could be. I mean, I saw Zane actually before I saw you because I saw Eminent Zane. Sheesh, quite a ways back,
Oh, cool.
and I didn't realize at first that you guys were brothers.
Oh,
I
really?
knew you were, but I hadn't seen you do a solo show. But
Oh,
but
man.
but connected with Zane and we had a great chat. Guitar players that start talking about guitars.
Yeah.
I've got my Strat sitting over
Oh,
here.
what type is it?
It's a modern one, but plays really beautifully.
Yeah,
It's a
so,
it's a sunburst, just a
I love that.
standard sunburst with a white pick guard,
Yeah.
rosewood neck. It's nice. It plays really well. It's got a good tone to it.
I saw
Um,
some in London that were newer, but relic newer ones. And I thought, man, they're so cool looking. I mean, even some people are against relics, but I I understand why. But I do love if they're done well. It's pretty cool.
yeah,
And some of the newer ones, I mean, some of them, I think Johnny Lang has Les Paul that it's like a 2013, I think, Les Paul. No, 2009, I think. But he says it sounds better than any of the ones he's played from the 50s. Like
Well,
the
you know, he's not the only one I've heard say that.
yeah,
I was actually reading an article today that was about this phenomena, and that the the music companies, the guitar manufacturers, realized the amounts of money people are spending for these old models. They
yeah,
say, what did we do then
right.
that made them like them so much? And so they're trying to recapture that lightning in a bottle, I guess. But I picked up a Les Paul in Guitar Center recently. Oh, it just was beautiful.
Yeah, but
It sang like a bird.
yeah, my 61 SG Les Paul reissue.
I love that one.
Yeah,
It's a handsome guitar.
was that?
It's a handsome guitar
Yeah,
with
right.
great tone.
But it's a Murphy Lab uh, one, and it's like very lightly aged. But I love what they're doing, the Murphy Lab. I mean, and I mean, I've never played an original one of those, but I love that one.
Yeah,
And the original, I guess that's the thing. They are charging more for these, but not even close to what you would pay for an original one. So it's kind of cool. I get for their business model, it makes sense. And they're making great instruments.
yeah, yeah. It's really a good time for guitars. There have been periods during my lifetime where they just weren't coming out so great, but these days they're taking more care, I think. And Jess says we met at Rock Hall Music Hall,
Oh, Rockwood, yeah.
Rockwood. Yeah, I guess that's what it means.
Wow, that's,
Reeve, do you like my PIP?
what was it?
Russ, what was your first live concert? That I remember very well. It was Rory Gallagher
Oh, wow, that's cool.
playing that beat up old Strat of his, and he blew my mind. I was like 14. My, my second, and then I lived in Europe in those days. I saw um, bands that were more known over there, Gentle Giant and Atomic Rooster, but the first big band that I saw and around that same year was Black Sabbath.
Oh,
They were mellow, and I got to go on stage and
was that?
was enamored. And Tony Yami was showing me his rig. I was like, I was in heaven.
That's that was before the Osborne Family show, right? Okay.
Oh, long before
No,
this, bro.
okay.
This 1972.
I'm totally kidding.
But funny thing about that is that people would always, when that Osborne show was on,
Yeah.
people would say, "Look at Ozzy, all those drugs. Look at the effect it's had on him and everything." I said, "Honey, I met the dude in 1972, and he hasn't changed a bit.
Wow,
He was exactly like that
that's
back then."
wild. Put these back in.
Think. Yeah, good. I can hear you. Okay, good.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you better with that.
That's good. Man.
That PIP with Reese is
What does
just
that mean?
I
PIP.
don't know that picture in picture, I guess.
Oh, he said. What about it? PIP?
I don't know. It's just death. There's skulls or something.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know.
PIP.
Is it, I don't know what the deal is. Something. Becky asks, Reeve, can you talk about the spiritual influence on the Youth is Wasted album?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it, I try not to get too specific with people, but well, it depends. In a setting like this, I don't try not to get too specific because I think it's good for people to have their own experiences with things. But definitely, I'm most interested in writing spiritual music that's like not about things that are just like here today, gone tomorrow sort of things. Yeah, I definitely am interested in those concepts. Absolutely.
Jess says, sorry I haven't gone to your live shows. I've been seeing all your live streams.
I know.
Work has
Yeah.
been keeping me quite busy. Hope to catch you live again this summer.
Oh yeah. No, I know she's been going to the live stream. Yeah. No problem, Jess.
What song took you the longest to write on Youth is Wasted?
Oh, that would be either up above, up above the weather, probably. Yeah, that took the longest. It took 7 years, but not 7 years of consistent work. Just over the course of 7 years.
Yeah, it was not a quickie project.
Yeah. Um. Sometimes lyrics they can take longer, and that was the case with that song for sure.
Mm. We're getting educated on PIP. It means profile picture.
Okay.
So it says, I guess they mean your profile picture is deadly.
Okay.
Something like that.
It's funny.
See, we're getting schooled here.
I wonder if they're talking about the quarantine effects one.
Maybe they probably say, since we're talking
Yeah.
about it. I love you, Reeve. Please never die. There you go. Well, we'll do our best,
That's funny.
right?
Yeah. That would be, yeah. I wonder. I mean, living a long life is a great thing, but I wonder, like the whole idea of never. That's an interesting. Not sure how people would. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't even know I'd like that, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
They're like vampires. They're stuck on the earth a long time. It doesn't seem like they like it after a while, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, it'd be hard. And when you're up above the weather, it's pretty calm.
yeah.
Also, a little explanation to us.
But I appreciate the
Yeah,
sentiment, though. Thank you for that. Yeah,
yes,
the
just
nice,
some
nice.
love, just
Yeah.
some love. LOL, Russ, we were talking amongst ourselves for a bit, so don't worry about it, okay? Watching your green room shows has really expanded my taste in music. Thank you so much.
Oh, good.
So many Sting Police songs I've grown to love now.
Oh, good. Yeah, I see. They're all amazing. Those guys.
He's a great songwriter.
Yeah.
Super nice guy too.
Oh,
Sticks.
yeah. I thought he's really. Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. I met him once. He was very nice.
Yeah, he likes my books, so we've talked about things a couple of
Oh,
times.
good.
There's various like comments they're making about each other. I don't know if I should read these.
Oh, they're funny. Yeah.
They're fine. Well, this one just Reeve has the face to be like
Oh,
Angel from
oh, that's
Buffy.
hilarious. You know what's funny about that particular comment? The first time I went to London as an adult when I was like 19, or the first time I went to London at all, I was 19, and I was wearing this. I don't know if it was the jacket I was wearing, but I was in the back of the car, and the guy's like, "Did anyone ever tell you you look just like David Boreanaz?" I think that's how you pronounce his name, and I was like, "No, no one's ever told me that." But now this is the second.
There you go. I
That's
always
funny.
thought you were a good bringer for the guy you almost were playing in the movies
Oh
is Jeff.
yeah, I know.
I saw many times.
I hope
You
they
know,
still make that one. Yeah, I don't know what the plan is with that.
I don't know what they were gonna. What was going to be called Mystery White Boy? I think was going to be the name of it.
Yeah,
But I don't know what the status of that is. Hollywood, man.
yeah, yeah. Me neither.
Yeah,
But
it's
we're
funny
back.
when people look like we're talking about Sting. When I was running around down in the village back in the late '70s, one of my best buddies was a Norwegian guy. and he looked a lot like Sting. And he had the blonde hair kind of close cropped and sticking up.
Oh, whoa.
I used to use that to get into gloves.
Yeah, that's good. Why
Why
not?
not?
Yeah. That's
Cirque
good.
says, Russ, you have books to tell. Yeah, I write books about something called the Enneagram. So if you Google that, it's a rabbit hole. I can't vouch for all the books and sites about the Enneagram. Some of them are good, and some of them ain't. But anyway, I've written a number of books on that topic that people have to read. So there.
Yes. Go get him.
But it's interesting, my background. I was a musician before I got into all this. So sometimes people will say, how'd you go from music into psychology? And I just say, take a deep breath and ask yourself that question. It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah.
And then this person knows the Enneagram. Oh, yes, I can't decide if I'm an Ennea 4 or 6. Well, they have a lot in common, but I'm not going to give an Enneagram workshop on here. This is Reeve's time.
Yeah. You can if you want.
Yeah.
It's trying to take too long. It's trying to take too long.
It's just you can't easily do it. I will say this, that I don't like to tell people what they are, even if I have an impression. I don't know 100%, and I think it's a little bit rude. So I always encourage people. I'll ask people questions. I'll coach them about it. But I think something much more magical happens when people figure it out for themselves.
Right.
And if you've narrowed it down to 1 or 2, hallelujah, that's great. And then you just keep. The point of it is not to have a number. The point of it is to understand yourself better. And in the process of figuring this out, you will learn a lot about yourself. That's the idea.
I have to do it again because I sometimes get mixed up between the life path number and like I think I'm trying to remember which one I am, what the actual number is. I gotta do it again. But I think I had the same one of like, oh man, I shouldn't even say. No, it told me that there are some other people that are like really well known that had this one. Some of them I was like, oh cool, and some of them I was like, oh.
Well, we always say all the numbers, all the points or types. You can be healthy, which is wonderful. Average, just your average Joe neurotic dude, and you could be crazy,
Right.
unhealthy. And there's like a range in all of them. And the idea is to get into the healthy side of your point, so that you get in touch with the talents and not so much the trouble.
Right.
I will tell you, Paris has a strong opinion about this.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
About what part?
About you.
Oh yeah. Do you want to tell me what she said or no?
If you want to know what she said, she could probably tell yourself. She feels on the Enneagram that you are a 9.
9. Yeah, I gotta check because I don't know if I was. I think I
Well,
might have been something else.
Well, the song "Up Above the Weather" could be like a national anthem for 9.
Oh, okay.
9, there's 9 drawn to transcendence.
That's
and
cool.
9 doesn't know why people are such jerks to each other, and it just doesn't make any sense. And 9 loves harmony and beautiful, and one of the more creative types.
That's cool.
I think David Gilmour is of that tribe. There's a lot of famous, wonderful, a lot of good guitar players are 9s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Was
David
Hendrix
Gilmour, Carter
a 9?
Santana. He might have been. Yeah, there's kind of a easygoing. Yeah, 9 is if 6 was 9, right?
Yeah.
But it's just 9 is about the holding of opposites and holding of tensions. And the high side of it is you're actually a force for peace. You're actually a force for sanity and harmony. You're actually helping the healing of the world and using your talents to do it. And the lower side of it, you're just tuning everything out because it's too much of a pain in the butt.
Was John Lennon a 9?
No, I don't think he was. He was too sharp-tongued, acidic, tough. 9s can get their dander up, and get tough, but it's not their main weight. Canada is very 9.
Oh, the country?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
and they're
Wait,
proud of that up there.
isn't Ryan O'Neal a 9?
Yes,
Maybe?
he is.
Yeah.
He is. He absolutely is, and he knows the Enneagram very well.
Yeah. I think
He's a good lad. I love Ryan.
yeah.
You guys worked on a record or something, right? A long time ago on the same, not together, but we were on the same
Yeah.
record or something.
Yeah, that's how we met. Sort of how we or I covered one of his songs. We kind of met that way.
Uh,
I didn't really cover it, just on like YouTube.
yeah, he's a good guy. Have you ever listened to his record about that had each song is one of the
Oh
Enneagram
yeah.
points?
Yeah. His stuff's amazing.
It's very moving. He did a beautiful job on that.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
really got to the soul of it. I was very, very happy about that, and I've told him so. Yeah,
So cool. Yeah,
I
he's
think he's over in England now.
okay. I didn't realize that.
He's doing some concert at the Royal Albert Hall
Oh
with the
wow, nice.
orchestra playing some of his songs, which must be awesome.
Wow, that's so cool.
Uh, uh, the last time I looked into, there weren't wings, so I get confused by those people who talk about it. Well, there's a lot of different theories floating out there. Some of them are helpful. What is your favorite horror movies?
Ooh, I love horror movies.
I do too. It's like a guilty
Yeah,
pleasure.
Eve and I both love those. I
Yeah,
think it's kind of like spicy foods almost in a way.
yeah, yeah. It's like I like that red and green chili.
Yeah,
It's totally masochistic, but I keep going back.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, horror movies. I like them when they're about something. If it's just some guy jumping out with an axe or something,
No,
all
yeah,
right,
the
that's
psychological. Yeah,
when they're actually about something, and it's more interesting. There's a few good. A24 has been putting out a lot of good ones.
oh yeah.
Hereditary, that was a scary
That's
movie.
freaky. Yeah, that one's really scary.
Yeah.
It's kind of it makes me question the person who wrote it though, going like, because he had a couple movies in a row that are like so creepy. I wonder what his like what his upbringing was like.
Well, some kind of thing. Well, there's sometimes I find, yeah, I used to hang out a little bit with Clive Barker, who written a lot of horror novels, and um, he did the Hellraiser movie, and he did what was that one about magic? He did Lord of Illusions, and he did several kind of movies. But one thing I noticed is that a lot of the horror writers I've met are sweethearts. They're really nice
Yeah, it's
people.
probably not. Yeah,
And Clive would say that I'm nice because I get all that crap out of me by writing these stories.
right.
And I got to hang out with Anne Rice a couple of times. Same thing. She was a sweet lady, so nice. You
Oh
would
yeah,
never think she would make those stories.
oh yeah, I bet she's nice.
She was. She was an Enneagram 4 and
Oh,
knew it.
now I got a question for you because I might be mixing these up, and I may have actually misread this. It may not have been mine, but
Sure.
do you recall? Because I'm having this of one of the people, the good people in the one that I think I may have been in. I thought,
Yeah.
but again, I might be mixing this up. I thought I recalled Martin Luther King being in this one. Do you remember what he is?
No, Martin Luther King probably was not, but he
Was
probably
not
had
a
that as a
nine.
win. No,
Yeah,
I don't think so. But
no, and I
people
don't think
think of
that I
him
was either.
as in our name for the 9 is the peacemaker.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I
And,
was. I think I was something else.
and
But,
then the 1, Mahatma Gandhi, we put him with a 1. And, these are just educated guesses on what we know about them as public figures.
right,
Who knows what they were like in person, but this is what we can construe from their
right.
writings and public persona. Ah, Any underrated artists you always recommend people to listen to? Oh yeah, you got a bunch of them. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Me, well, my friend Jimmy Necco from the band Ours, he's famous, but like he should be more famous. Definitely tell. He's got to check him out. Johnny Lang too. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, great guitar player.
he is and singer. He's like he should be even more well known. Well, I don't think not that should be. That's a funny thing to say, but I I would like for more people to know him as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I can never figure it out. Like the ones that there's some people go, oh man, these guys are great, but no one's ever going to listen to this, and
Yeah.
then they do well. And others, you think, oh my God, this is inevitably going to make it, and it doesn't.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should show since I've been. Here's the progress, but
Look
well,
at
it's a
it.
little hard
It's
to
coming
see.
along.
It's getting there.
Yeah, looking beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's fun to see the guts. You get to
Yeah.
see that when you change the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love how sturdy those pedals are.
Oh,
You
thanks.
can
I
stomp on
tried.
these babies.
Yeah.
They're solidly made.
That's my goal. Thanks.
Becky says happy birthday to Ava
Oh
and happy
yes.
birthday soon to Reeve.
Thank you, guys.
How was Eva's birthday? Someone else asks.
It was awesome. We got to celebrate a number of days, and I'd like to do even more, but she's so busy with getting everything together with the show. We had a great dinner.
Yeah, it looked from what you guys posted, looked like it was a good celebration. So here's
Oh
one at
yeah.
me, Mr. Chat Reader, which I assume is me. What's your favorite musical? And don't be biased because Reeve is here. Gosh, I don't know. Well, you know what? Hadestown is one of them. I can't get it down to one. There have been musicals over the years that really impacted me. I remember seeing the original Sweeney Todd back in 1979 with Angela
Wow.
Lansbury and Ontario, and it blew my mind. I like a lot of the Sondheim things. I thought Into the Woods was brilliant. I loved Rent when it came out.
Oh yeah.
It was it was. I felt like it was a musical about my neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
There've been a lot of them. Recent years there've been a string of really good ones in recent years. I loved Hamilton, saw it a bunch of times. I loved Dear Evan Hansen, and The Band's Visit was beautiful. There've been a lot of great shows.
Yeah.
It's hard to limit them. Yeah, I'm very curious to see even Cabaret. I'm gonna love. People have told me all about it.
Oh
See how
yeah.
that is.
The theater
Someone,
looks amazing too.
yeah, everybody tells me it's quite an immersive experience.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, looking forward to it. I can't watch horror movies. I just look up the plot on Wikipedia. That's a good way to
Oh
know if
yeah.
you can handle it. Like, okay, I can deal with this. This will be all right.
Yeah.
Uh, Life is a Cabaret, writes Reeve. Should I tag you in my art of you and Eva?
Yeah.
I guess putting this up, and yeah, I can tag you and then you can see it. That's probably good.
Yeah.
Somebody writes, Russ, every time you drop a name of a celebrity you've hung out with, I feel like I am playing 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Please write a memoir. I have had a pretty lucky, interesting life. It's true. People used to say, "How did that all happen?" Well, I was in the entertainment industry and I lived in New York City. It's kind of how it happens. Jimmy Greco and ours has awesome music. Highly recommend. Yes,
Oh
it's
yeah,
amazing. I really want Sweeney Todd to come to the UK. I'm sure it will at some point, some production. I saw
yeah,
the recent one with Josh Groban. He did a. I had to see. You know, the idea of Josh Groban playing a serial killer was just so irresistible. But he did a great job.
oh yeah, definitely did.
I was a soprano too in Sweeney in high school, and it was so hard having to intentionally do off harmonies to make the sound eerie was a mind trick. Well, yeah, Sondheim likes those tonal clusters and elaborate melodies. That's why he was Sondheim.
Yeah.
My husband and I actually play 6 Degrees of Reeve Carney. My proudest was Harrison Ford.
Oh, because of Josh Hartnett, maybe that's my guess.
That must be it. Yeah, you guys were together in the show. Yeah. Hmm. How you feeling about the progress
Good.
on that
Yeah.
operatic
Yeah. I
overdrive?
mean,
Yeah.
as you can see, they take a while to make them, but but it's worth it when you get the results at the end. And I can speed it up a little bit once I'm building them more frequently because I'm kind of going, okay, it's been months since I made one of these ones, so just having a really, I'm not going off of the muscle memory really much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like riding a bike, I guess.
Yes, some of it's like that, and then
Yeah. Someone's saying any pedals you're wanting to make for yourself soon.
yeah, there. I'm exploring the ideas of modulation pedals, which I haven't done yet.
Mm.
I'm excited to delve into that world a bit more.
Are you talking about modulating the pitch or like a ring modulator kind of effect?
Various like anything. I mean, like could include anything from like delay to vibrato to reverb to. I guess those are chorus and vibrato and things like that. That I'm really interested in. But anything aside from pure gain stage based stuff, which is what I'm doing pretty much at this point so far.
Yeah. It's a whole
Yes.
new territory to explore,
Yeah,
really.
it's a little bit I've had some prototypes that have not worked yet, so I have got some ways to go on that. But 'cause I don't want to just copy somebody else's. That's something that is done a lot in this world
Yeah. Oh,
because
yeah.
it's like. But I'm trying to think of something that's a little bit different, and
Yeah. I understand.
it's a little bit hard to do that with the. But,
It's harder to do our own thing.
yeah,
Yeah. 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 I'm faced with that in my work too. And
yeah,
similar, I'm always impressed when I pick up an Enneagram book and I read and go, this sounds familiar.
oh yeah,
Uh, I was so impressed though when you got into this. You know, it was back in the beginning of COVID, and I just thought, what are my friends or performers going to do when we can't go out and do it? And I
oh
just
yeah.
love that I love that you took this on. It was so
Thanks.
cool.
I love doing it, and it's like great.
It
I
worked
mean,
out great for
like
me because I got some great pedals.
thanks. I'm excited for you to have this other one that I was telling you about. I think I honestly might put it out like in the next month if I can figure this out. because it's something that will work really well with all the ones you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I, I was experimenting with it last night, and I was like, oh man, yeah, like this is it's usually I have it on my chain with all my other effects, like my delays and reverb and things. And here I just had it just with one other pedal, like the five and that next to each other. And it's just cool seeing under kind of more of a microscope what it was doing. It's been a while since I've used it that way.
Yeah. I'm always curious too, like sometimes it produces such different effects. The sequence that you put the pedals in makes such a
Yeah,
difference
definitely.
sometimes.
That's true. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I
I
remember
like the
just
operatic overdrive. I've actually got my tuner in front of my operatic overdrive for that exact reason because the I like what it does with particularly the third chamber on it.
hmm
I like what that does with that. I like it gives it a little bit more gain, putting in like a buffer in front of it.
ah, that makes sense. I remember even in the earliest days when all I had was a wah wah and a fuzz box, it made a difference which one was in the front. It made a very
Yeah,
different sound.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Back in the day.
And
Russ,
still, it's
how
so
did you
hard.
meet Reeve and how do you know him? From going to his shows and from stage door at Hadestown
Yeah,
and
back in like
from getting to
2019,
know
we
his
met.
yeah, yeah. Getting to know his mom, Marty. We've become friends and just just like that. We're just all ridiculously busy New Yorkers, so we just say hi when we can.
Yeah.
Go to road trip songs. Not sure
Oh,
what that means. Road trip songs.
oh yeah. Um, I don't know. So many things you can do.
I, I make, you know, I still use an iPod because I'm kind of stubborn about the sound quality of the music I listen to, and
Yeah.
a lot of streaming stuff is not quite there for me.
Yeah.
So I still keep an iPod around, and I'll plug that into a car, and I make playlists of for trips, and just depends on my mood at the time. I find the band The Cars has a lot of good songs for starting the playlist if you're going to go driving for a while because they're the Cars, right? Let the
That's cool. Yeah.
Good Times Roll, Let's Go. Both of those songs are really good to start a driving mix. I don't know if you got any favorites, Reeve.
I don't know. You know that pause for a second.
Yeah.
I think my battery might be about to die. But if it does, yeah, maybe I might. Let me see it because I don't. I cool. Yeah, looking for here.
Somebody's right. My top road trip songs are Satellite by Guster and Traveler by Chris Stapleton. But I have a whole
Oh, nice.
playlist. Yeah, you gotta. It's fun to change it up sometimes. You listen to it a few times and make a new playlist.
Yeah.
We're having a thoughtful moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good.
That's one thing I like about doing it. There is something kind of meditative about building pedals.
There is no what building
The,
pedals? You sort of dropped
the,
out there for a bit.
oh yeah, there is something kind of meditative about building pedals, I think.
Oh, yeah. Really, any kind of activity that's kind of manual and requires a focus of attention, I think is really good
Yeah.
for our, it's meditative. It's good for our attention,
Yeah.
and tends to elevate mood too.
Yeah.
It's like
Makes
knitting.
sense.
I always wonder, why the heck do people knit? Seems boring, but it's not boring. People love it.
Yeah. I wonder how many people are from another country here and ahead of us because, or they're all night owls.
Could be. Some of us are just, prone to staying up.
Yeah.
Nobody ever, I've never been good at going to bed in this town,
Wow. It's I have to get to bed early. Oh yeah.
Well, we got a response there. Becky says, I'm in Mexico, so we're 2 hours behind you.
Oh, okay.
So they're
That's
they're
good.
only, like 10:30 there.
Yeah.
And Sir D Rev says, nope, East Coast, just am sorting clothes and boxes.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Doing tasks like us.
Yeah. These are complicated. The enclosure wiring for the operatic overdrive and like flying yard is pretty crazy. It's
Ah,
fun.
one of the people is saying, I'm in South Korea.
Oh, nice. Haven't been there yet.
No, it's just early in the
Definitely
day
fun.
there. It's a beautiful country. I love Korea. Good food, too.
Yeah, good.
If you like spicy, they got it.
Is the McDonald's good there also? I'm kidding. I'm sure it's great.
Well, yeah,
I might
I
go.
wouldn't go. Of course.
Nah.
However, I will say that
Yeah.
fast food places in Asia, they
Yeah.
have different stuff.
Yeah. No,
You know,
yeah, no, I'm
you
sure.
get like
I would try it for sure.
you go to like a pizza chain in Japan and there's seaweed on the pizza. You're not going to get that here.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, 9:30 here in California. And here you go. Oh, Stephen Scott. Hi, Stephen. I know you. Hey guys, hello from Melbourne.
Hey.
Have you been to Australia?
Yeah, I love Australia.
Yeah,
It's been a
it's a beautiful country.
yeah, it's been a number of years since I've been. I can't believe it's been about 15 years since I've been there. I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's I haven't been recently either. Yeah, I've been to a few different places there, but yeah, be nice to go back.
Yeah,
It's not something one does casually. It's a long trip.
yeah.
Cirque says, I did learn crochet one summer and it was the best my brain felt. I
Oh
made
wow, that's cool.
bracelets for the Hadestown tour stage door to trade for a ring the guitar player Mitchie made from the prepared wires.
Oh wow, that's
That's
cool.
pretty cool. That's very cool. That's a good trade. I'd have been down for that.
Yeah,
I remember in the early shows we all got those we all got the flowers.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I still got some. I got one right over. I got one right over there. Yeah.
Cool.
My apartment is strangely, perhaps sadly, a bit like a museum. It's
Yeah,
like it's all
me
this stuff
too.
from my life, movies,
Yours.
and this is a good one. That's a good movie. Do you like this one, Reeve?
Oh yeah. Wait, is that the one where George gets trampled? Or is that Hard Day's Night?
He gets trampled in Hard Day's Night. The help was more than they're all over the world running away from Indians who are trying to sacrifice Ringo.
Oh yeah. But
That's
they
one where
in
George
Hard.
got introduced to the sitar.
Oh yeah. In Hard Day's Night, though, it was we were. I meant to check what street that was because every time we walked to the theater, I kept thinking, man, this kind of feels like that scene.
Oh, yeah, it was that hood. It definitely was that hood where
It,
they,
it it is in Soho, right? Was it in Soho?
yeah. Well, parts of it. There's a big part of it on a train, commuter train. But that was one of the places where they were doing the show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was an interesting part of town. It's fun there. Did you stay? Did you guys stay right there near the theater?
Yeah, thankfully.
Nimble says, Reeve, your glasses are so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not really they're just goggles, but they look like glasses.
protect your eyes when you're
Yeah.
working with dangerous, hot things like soldering iron.
Yeah.
Do you ever wear glasses?
No, not at this point, but but I like the way
I
these
have.
ones look.
Yeah, they're cool glasses. I have glasses for. I'm a little nearsighted, so if I'm driving in an unfamiliar place, helps me see the road signs a little quicker. But
Oh
I don't
yeah,
generally wear them.
yeah.
I was at a book tour last night for John Green's book, Everything is Tuberculosis. And I learned that the reason Ringo learned drums is while he was recovering from TB. That is correct.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was very sick as a child. I think about it, it's amazing that we still have Ringo with us. I mean, it's some of those health problems earlier in his life, and he's still going strong.
Oh wow. Yeah.
He's, I think, 85 now.
Great. Man, yeah. What's wrong with you? Have to
Some,
change solder. Something's.
it's
I don't
not
know if that solder
working
is
right.
done. Yeah. Oh, maybe
Sometimes
it's done.
when you're dipping, it almost looks like you're getting paint on a brush, the way you're doing it.
Yeah. This
This
one.
kind of like that, actually.
What was that?
It's kind of like putting a little dab of paint on a paintbrush.
Yeah. It's kind of like what dentists do a lot too, actually.
Yep, yep.
I don't know if it's the solder or if it's the tip maybe needs to be changed. Too. I don't know. Yeah. No, it's not that. Okay. Well, yeah. But yeah, I may cut the live stream short, or not short, I guess. But Yeah, I think that I need to make an adjustment to this thing. But
Sure.
I want to save this video too. But I will put it up. But great talking to you, Russ, and great hanging with you guys.
Wonderful. Good hanging with everybody. Always good to be with you, Reeve. And have fun finishing that pedal. And
Thanks, Russ.
wonderful spring. Bye for now.
Yes, you too. Talk to you guys soon.